It's not what I asked you.
This is not going to be a good episode. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, probably not.
Why do you think I fucking set this up?
This is going to be fine.
We got to have something of value.
It's going to be fine.
Got to have something of value.
In 3. We in! Hey, welcome to Fluffy Town.
Is that a Community reference?
Yes, sir, it is.
You were waiting that entire time.
Yes,
while
sir,
I
I
was. This
was.
set.
Yes, I was.
Do you want to explain for the people that are just listening to this podcast what we did?
We're sitting in a fort made of cardboard boxes and a sheet because it's moving day. Our stuff came in.
Uh-huh.
We've been here for like a week and a half, but our stuff's here today. So we got a bunch of boxes. I honestly don't know what's in half of these boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I already packed.
What if it's
unpacked
other
a bunch
people's
of
stuff?
Do we get to keep it?
What if we start unpacking these boxes and we get into some type of like Ethan Hawke Sinister situation, right? Where we uncover a bunch of like old celluloid films and then we start watching them and then we are haunted by like this.
I'm not going to lie. If I found a
murderous
bunch
demon?
of old film in a box that I like, and I was like, this isn't mine, probably wouldn't watch it.
Why not?
It just seems like you're asking for trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
What if it said stuff like nice things like barbecuing with the family?
Oh, that'd be tricky, right? But then you're creepy. You're
Because
like watching some.
I know that you haven't. I know that you haven't seen Sinister. So
No, I haven't. But then you're watching some.
Those are the titles.
That's even creepier to me.
Those are the titles.
Because you're
of the fucking
watching.
videos.
You're like creeping on some family with their nice barbecue. No, dude. I don't know. Where do you bring lost stuff?
That's the trick.
I'd call the moving company and I'd be like, hey, you gave us a box. It's not ours. It has some film in it. I don't want it. I don't want to get haunted.
But here's the thing, dude. What you didn't realize was that you've been haunted all along.
Bum, bum,
Because
bum.
I'm the ghost.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
This drops on Valentine's Day.
Why are we releasing this episode on Valentine's? This is a really
because
bad episode to release
because
on
the
Valentine's
spoiler
Day.
episode with the Valentine's Day movies can't be recorded until after Valentine's Day because the Valentine's Day movies don't come out until Valentine's Day.
I still think that we just lack foresight.
I mean, we could just have delayed this episode like 2 days or something, I guess, but who cares?
Or done like
I already said happy Valentine's
any
Day.
of the romantic comedies that we would both enjoy doing a spoiler episode on and then release.
But
it on
wait,
Valentine's
didn't you
Day.
say that we should do more spoiler episodes on things that we don't necessarily like?
Okay.
Because you don't want every episode to just be like, this is great.
Then we could do something. We could do a romantic comedy that I love and you hate.
No, the other way around. Crazy Rich Asians. You don't hate it, but you weren't feeling it the way everyone else was. I really enjoyed it.
I felt like it was a really well done Lifetime movie. This is not what
No.
this episode is.
Anyway, happy Valentine's Day because it's happening. We have to accept it.
Mhm.
And if you're one of those people that's like, Valentine's Day is a manufactured holiday to make money. 1, you make me sad. Have a little happiness. 2,
You might enjoy this
I don't know.
episode.
Happy Brolentine's Day or Happy Galentine's Day. There's alternatives. Have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Find some happiness. It's
Yeah.
all good.
And now you can join us in our
Now we're going to talk about...
makeshift fort.
Oh, well, Brolentine's Day, dog. We're Brolentinesing. Because we're bros.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is spoilers for True Detective Season 2. As Chris said, kind of off topic in terms of timing.
That's really off
In terms of timing. It's okay, dog. It's all good. So, you are the resident lover of True Detective Season 1.
Okay. All right.
You want to start?
All right. I don't even feel like I even have earned the ability to like the right to talk about this season.
Is it because you fell asleep for a bunch of it?
I fell asleep for a shit ton of it. Dude.
Yeah, you did.
A lot of it.
I don't
So
blame.
much of
I
it.
did too. Like I think we both kind of just kept nodding off while watching it. I mean, for the most part, I literally paused it several times to like have little powwows to try to figure out if we knew what was happening.
Okay, so all right, I'll preface it this way. All right, so there's a lot of people that love season 1 of True Detective
And hate Season 2.
and do not like season 2, and I will explain why.
Season 2 was pretty universally panned.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will try to explain why I disliked it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak for anyone else, but as far as my experiences with both seasons
Mm-hmm.
and why I love the first one so much and dislike the second one. So I am not a huge fan of film noir.
Okay.
One of the big reasons why I'm not a huge fan of film noir is I feel like a lot of the classics that they tell you to watch, the Maltese Falcons of the world, are not my kind of movie for a couple reasons. One, incredibly plotting.
Mm-hmm. Plotting with two D's, not two T's.
Huh?
Right?
Both. I mean,
lots of plot and is plotting.
Okay, so all right, so very heavy plot structure, very convoluted,
dude. So
very convoluted plot
Holy
structure.
crap!
Right.
Oh.
Two, I feel like a lot of the noirs I watch are not very character driven.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
You know, like
I think they exist. The ones that are
true. But a lot of people will point to specific characters as having like a lot of merit because they're like the classic characters. You know what I mean? But like on their own, if you were to take a lot of these movies that a lot of people find beloved, I think that if you place them in a world of today and you grade them like on that kind of curve, I don't think that like a movie like I've seen Maltese Falcon. I'm not a huge fan of it, so sorry for any.
I think one that kind of sticks out to me isn't even old. Like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I haven't seen that.
Is kind of like that for me. Like when I was watching that movie, I was like, I know, I can understand what's good about this movie and that it is a quality and well-made film, but it's so boring, and there's just so much that you have to keep track of.
Exactly.
Like I don't want my film or television experience to need me to have Post-it notes and strings like the GIF of Charlie Day in Always Sunny. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to be acting like that when I watch a TV show or a movie
Right.
to try to keep up with what's happening.
True.
And I tell you what, man, in season 2 of True Detective, it's hard to follow.
Season 1, so I do like the idea of film noir. When I go to classes and they talk to tell you about film noir and the aspects of film noir that like make it a noir film, I'm like, I like all of.
Can you point some of those things out?
So a lot of the things that they tell you about film noir that make up the genre, if it is a genre, a style, whatever you want to call it. A lot of dark lighting, lots of gray tones, lots of and as far as story, everyone is what's the word that I'm looking for? Not evil, but
sad,
corrupt. You know, everyone is corrupt,
and not necessarily corrupt in terms of you're a dirty cop. You're corrupt in some form of character, right?
Yeah.
There's some sort of big flaw to every character, right?
Yes.
Because like I think even like Rachel McAdams in season 2 of True Detective isn't a corrupt person, but she has demons. So I think that sort of speaks to that a little bit.
I'm not sure if corrupt is the right word. But like damaged. The world is fucked up.
Yeah.
The world is fucked up.
It's glass half empty.
It's Chinatown, Jake. Fucking I like all of those ideas. And season 1 of True Detective, it was all of those ideas given to me in a really fresh, really character-driven,
I think character-driven,
fantastically directed way.
And I think great dialogue and impeccable acting.
Right.
Which I think are, comparing season 1 to season 2, I think those are the biggest drop-offs for me.
You would say the dialogue and the acting are the things that's
shown in season 1 that didn't in season 2.
I don't think the problem was with the acting.
Didn't like Vince Vaughn, man.
I think it's with the casting.
Okay, I can sure. Vince Vaughn never should have been that character. I could
agree.
accept that.
Okay,
because I kind of thought that. There was a couple moments throughout watching season 2 where Vince Vaughn's character said things that were almost Wilson Fiske.
Yes.
And I was like, if this was Vincent D'Onofrio,
I would love
he
it,
would
right?
be murdering this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He would be there was a very, I mean, it didn't come across great, but there was a thing to his character that was where he was supposed to be this evil gangster guy who had this soft side, and it was just so like choppy feeling. You know what I mean? And I feel like a dude, like somebody like a Vincent D'Onofrio could have done a way better job with it. And you're right. Maybe it is just, it's not a role that should have been given to Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Also, how do you feel about Taylor Kitsch?
I think that Taylor Kitsch plays an incredible high school fullback that's drunk all the time.
I think that
I like Taylor Kitsch, but he's having a hard time finding a niche post Friday Night Lights.
right. I agree. Well,
I want him to find the role. You know what I mean?
I don't think that he's that great of an actor.
Okay.
I think that, but
He's hot though. He's real hot.
Obviously, that goes without saying, dog. But I think that like Tim Riggins is the exact type of character that you want fucking Taylor Kitsch to play.
He's perfect. He's perfect.
Loved him as
he's
Tim Riggins.
perfect as Tim Riggins. It's he's amazing in that show, but it fits into his sort of drawling sadness that he's pretty much always has in everything he plays a little bit.
Do you feel like it's but there's also like Tim Riggins is a character that's sort of like torn,
Yeah,
but also kind of blasé about it.
yeah.
Like
Tim Riggins is an incredible character.
yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
you, but like that,
There's a lot of depth to him that you don't really expect.
but it fits Taylor Kitsch's acting
Yeah.
style. You
Yeah.
know, like if I don't know,
Which is weird because I feel like if you told me like Taylor Kitsch is playing a cop, I would think that would work.
Yeah, on its face.
I don't know though. Like, I don't think I'm not going to go as far as saying that I don't think Taylor Kitsch was good. I think he was fine. I didn't really like Vince Vaughn. Rachel McAdams was fine.
Mhm.
I did think that Colin Farrell was pretty good. I think Colin Farrell
thought
was good.
the
He
best
was the best
parts-
part of the show.
So I think that this
Although
season has a lot of
the
flaws.
casting of that kid freaked me out. That kid didn't look like his kid or his wife's kid or the rapist's kid.
And I think that was kind of the
Also,
point.
why didn't they give the kid any personality? Just in terms of the writing of
I
the
think
character.
they wanted to exacerbate like the fact that like Colin Farrell was like in it for this kid, for the kid's sake by itself. You know what I mean? Where like this fucking redheaded stepchild.
Stop being mean, dog.
That's literally what he was.
No, dude. By the end,
They
it's-
casted. I mean, I shouldn't say that they did any kind of casting on purpose for this season because they casted Vince Vaughn in that role. But they casted that kid as a ginger, right? For a reason. You know, like I think that you're supposed to feel
Yeah.
like, oh, that's definitely not his kid.
I definitely think that they want you to think that. But the problem is that they showed up. I guess. Well, that's the other thing is, by the end you find out that's not the dude that raped his wife. So it's just weird the whole time. You're like, he doesn't look like anybody. We actually don't know what that person looked like. But
Okay, so
okay,
we've identified a few things.
yeah,
Casting. We would both agree that
casting. Yes,
they-
casting leads to acting problems. I think. I would agree with that.
70% of directing is casting,
Even though the director isn't the casting director.
according to Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, thanks, Alfie. All right, talk about dialogue a little bit. I brought up dialogue.
Nobody calls him Alfie. You either call him Hitchy
My boy Alfie.
or Sirkakian.
Shout out to the real Alfie, our friend Jamie and Karina's cat. That's Alfie.
Okay. All right. So casting. I think that the problems with the writing are its breadth, if that makes sense. Like the scope, right? I feel like
You're talking about breadth with a D in it.
Yeah.
Breadth.
You have these four characters that you're trying to
There's
follow
too
the
much
entire
going
season.
on, dude.
There's so much going
Not only are there four characters you're following, but they're all from different. You have a gangster. You have three different cops from three different types of cop life. You have a state cop, a county cop, and a sheriff. I don't even know. Like, it's like, why is it so convoluted?
So we've talked about this before with Game of Thrones. With Game of Thrones, you said that like Game of Thrones is really hard to follow, right?
Not like this, though.
Okay, but
I've just said that I understand why first-time viewers can have trouble.
I agree. I agree. But I think that there is just like in The Dark Knight, right?
Mhm.
You can have a lot of information, but if you know a couple pieces of information, right? If you know who the character is, what their intentions are,
What they want, yeah.
and what the obstacle is,
Yeah,
that's all
what's
you
the
really
con-
need to
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
right? And everything else, and I think that through
Sugar.
really good stuff.
Icing on the sugar on the cake. What's wrong with me?
Nah, fucking put sugar on the cake.
There's
dude.
sugar in the cake. You don't need it on the cake.
All right, so if you know those three things, right, as an audience member, which I think is kind of obvious in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
Even-
for sure.
I think it's
and I
obvious
think
in
part
Game
of
Thrones.
it in Game of Thrones, I think we've talked about, is pretty much every character wants the same thing or is obstacled by the same thing.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's connected to the throne in some way.
Yeah, everything is the throne is the ultimate intention.
Yeah.
right, and
Or
the
obstacle.
I wouldn't say.
Well, it's
throne is
other
the
people's other characters' pursuits of the throne is the
I
obstacle.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. It's like a sports movie. Like you can only have.
Yeah.
You can only have one. Right?
Yeah. No ties in the
where was I
championship
going with
game.
this? Okay, so I think that in a movie something like Game of Thrones, right? Something like The Dark Knight, you can have all of this information thrown at you, and you can watch it a dozen times and be like, "Oh, okay, so that's what he's
and
saying."
you learn new things,
And
and,
you learn new-
it makes each new viewing even better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But even in that first time that you watch it, you understand
You know
what's
what's
going
happening.
on.
You know the
right?
basics of
And
what's
and
happening.
To me, that is the important thing. That when I say it's easy to follow.
For example, if you're watching Game of Thrones for the first time and you're like, "Oh, I can't remember so and so's name," or "Why is this person here?" At the end of the day, you know that it all leads back to someone's pursuit of the throne, or
And you
someone's
know-
pursuit of the throne getting in the way of someone trying to live their life.
And you know that fucking Cersei wants to run shit,
Yeah.
and she'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Right. And you know that, like,
You also know that fuck Joffrey.
yeah, you know, fuck Joffrey. You know, fucking that the Starks are basically
Yeah,
the good guys.
poor Starks.
Yeah.
In this show, which we're doing an episode on, True Detective season 2.
I think that it's okay. So my brother talked to me about this show. He said that he only watched like 2 or 3 episodes
Of season 2.
Of season 2.
Okay.
Me and him, the first time that I ever watched it was with him.
Okay.
Watched season 1.
Yeah.
Was with him, and we fucking both loved it.
Yeah.
And he said that he tried sitting down and watching season 2, and he was like, he complained that there was too much character development and not enough plot. I think that it was the opposite.
Yeah, there's too much going on that you can't get in with the characters.
Yeah, and I think, but what he's talking about, like his experience, like I think is the reason that he feels that way is because you don't know what the characters want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and I think that however you want to, diagnose the problem with the story, whether it's with the characters or with the plot, right? If you don't know what the characters want, that's going to negatively influence both.
Okay, so you're talking about writing from a story perspective. Did you feel like parts of dialogue were also like there were parts while watching this show where I was like in hindsight, I wish I wrote them down. Some of the weird like lines of dialogue, like especially a lot of the stuff Vince Vaughn's character said, where I was just like, what is even happening? The stain on the ceiling makes me think of a crochet that makes me remember smashing rats in my basement. Like just weird monologues that are like, where are you going with? And it's one of those things where it's like I see what you're trying to do, but it's not working.
Right. What are the good things?
Well, wait, I had one more.
One more bad thing?
Yeah. I think it's a contrasting thing from season 1. I think that the timeline aspect of season 1, the 3 different timelines, does so much with helping that show.
Oh, yeah.
And does so much with establishing who the characters are, what they want at different times of their life, and setting up the mystery. In this show, I don't care enough about the mystery because I can't even figure out what's happening in the present to worry about what we're trying to figure out. You know what I mean?
Right.
In season 1, the mystery is very simple. Who is committing these kidnappings and murders?
Right. That's it.
In season 2, it's this like corruption with a city, and it's
It's like is Vince Vaughn the antagonist? Is Vince
not
Vaughn the,
really.
Yeah,
he is getting screwed by the antagonist that we don't know, and for some reason we're supposed to care.
the skeleton
Because he has a wife who wants a baby, that we're supposed to care that he's getting screwed.
the stories.
I never felt like his character belonged, ever.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
I
The
kinda agree
only
with that.
reason I felt like he belonged, the only time I felt he belonged there, was to show us that Ray Velcoro was corrupt. To show us that Colin Farrell's character was corrupt. He was working with the gangster.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that he served to me.
Yeah, there was just multiple times that I was watching this where I was like, "Where the fuck is this going?" Right?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
was like, "What are their goals here?"
Yeah.
You know.
And there was almost like a weird reset halfway through where Colin Farrell's character made like a decision to stop being corrupt and to really solve the crime, and we didn't really get why. And it was just like it's very
And-
yeah. I think it does go back to character a lot of their issues.
and also like, okay, going beyond like the problems with the story spine itself, like those 3 things, you
Yeah.
know, the character, intention, and obstacle, right?
yeah, there's a when you sit down to set your story
Yeah.
and your bullet points don't even make sense.
Yeah.
You've got to go back to the
Okay.
drawing board.
Now, even separated from that, right? If I told you, like, okay, I have 2 stories of the same quality, right?
Mhm.
But one is set in LA and it's about a fucking highway system, right?
Railroad.
Or whatever. It's
Okay.
transit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, transit.
Okay. Fucking LA transit
Yeah.
or Louisiana cult murderer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just way more interesting.
Way fucking
Yeah,
cooler,
it's just
right?
way more interesting. And then they try to like spice up the transit thing, and they're like, "There's this underground sex life and rich people," and it's like, it's just
So-
becoming more and more complicated.
So even in like the most
there's money moving to get more money. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like white collar crime isn't sexy.
no, I don't know. That depends.
can be.
It depends.
It can be.
It depends because like the Big Short was really fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, the Big Short's really good.
But it's
And that's
also
nothing but white collar stuff.
It's also like a comedy. It's like a dramedy. That was another thing I wanted. There's a lot of levity, despite how like dark season 1 is,
Mhm.
and how like obnoxiously pessimistic Matthew McConaughey's character is.
Mhm.
There's a lot of levity in that season through Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey's performances. There's like almost none in this. Very little. Like I think I laughed more at like weird, obnoxious lines of dialogue than I did
right.
at things that were actually like levity creeping.
I'm pretty
through.
sure that Colin Farrell said "whistling Dixie" one time when he was trying to threaten someone.
Yeah,
He said you're gonna be whistling Dixie.
Yeah, I don't know. I did laugh at the girth thing,
It's kind of strange.
but I think that's more like because we make jokes about the word
About
girth
Yeah.
and length
Yeah.
and width.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some good things.
Okay, some good things.
I like Colin Farrell,
I agree.
but I always like Colin Farrell.
Well,
Almost always, not as Bullseye.
Rachel McAdams is my favorite part of it. Of
Okay.
the show. I like Colin
I think I
Farrell.
liked Colin Farrell more.
I want them to redo season 2, but just Rachel McAdams and Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I think it would be way better. Like you don't need Taylor Kitsch, and you don't need Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And give me a different. I don't know. Give me a different villain. You know, give me some like something. Give me a mystery that like that is gonna pull me, is gonna hook me throughout the season. I didn't feel that in season 2. I loved the scene with Colin Farrell going to that kid's house and beating up his
Beating
dad.
up his dad.
Holy
There was a
shit.
weird line of dog. What did he say? I will butt fuck your dad with your mom's decapitated head watching or something
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Some crazy
Watching
line of
on the
dialogue.
lawn.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Mhm.
Just because the kid picked on his son.
I fucking loved
That was great. Well, that was a great moment of like, look how nuts this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Look how, you know what it was? It was look how broken this guy is.
Yeah.
Because they really tried to establish early on that when Colin Farrell's character's wife was raped, and then he made the decision to act on the information given of who did it, it broke him as a person.
Right.
And broke his marriage and his whole life. I feel like you could definitely tell that Ray Velcoro, Colin Farrell's character, was the most like fleshed out character in the show.
Yeah.
He seemed like he's the main character, kind of obviously. I was sad at the end when the voice message didn't send to his kid.
Oh yeah, that was really sad.
That was sad. Like that was like the one, like you couldn't give him one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's getting screwed the whole show. Man. You like, okay, so we'll talk about Rachel McAdams a little bit.
Okay, so
Besides her just being dope. I mean, she's dope a lot.
I said this during the show. I just like looking at Rachel McAdams.
She's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman.
Mhm.
Incredibly talented.
Yeah.
She's
She's badass in the show.
very
Doing that knife work.
all of the
Did you like the stuff with her family?
not really.
Yeah, me neither.
Not really.
Especially the stuff with her dad. I was like, this is so weird. It's just like so out of left field. It doesn't really fit.
So
But I also get like, because it's in California, so he's like a California hippie and stuff. But it's
Yeah.
like,
it's like fuck,
come
like,
on.
I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
Show me some more people from Louisiana. Like she could duck hunt with a rake.
Well, I mean,
Hi,
that's
yeah.
something that you've talked about. How in season 1, Louisiana is like a character of the show.
Yeah.
In this, like, does California feel like that to you?
Well, I think that has a lot to do with Fukunaga, his
Mhm.
direction. I think that he is someone who
Yeah, we haven't even brought that up.
all right. So season 1 and season 2 are both created and written
Nick
by
Pizzolatto.
the same guy,
Yeah.
Nick Pizzolatto. But
I think season 3 as well.
The entirety of season 1
Is
was
directed
directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga,
Hot
who
boy.
was directed, very hot director, and also incredibly talented. He directed Sin Nombre, which was the first thing that I ever saw from him, and I was
Okay.
fucking blown away by that movie. He also did Beasts of No Nation.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Yeah, the original Netflix movie, the Netflix
With Idris
original
Elba?
movie with Idris Elba. But Sin Nombre was a movie that was based in Mexico, or like the border of Mexico and
Yes, he did do Beast of
America?
Ninja. He wrote
But-
it.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, he was one of the writers on it. But he is someone who fucking like the environment that he directs always feels like a character
Mhm.
in itself. Like it feels so real, it feels so authentic, and it feels like so like there's a feeling that you get from watching the season 1 of True Detective. It's like, man, I'm kind of sweaty, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like
Like you're out in the humidity of
yeah,
Louisiana.
like
yeah.
like you're walking
Mhm.
barefoot in grass, you know? Like you kind of feel it. It's like it's a weird it's a weird thing because
Yeah.
like you're just fucking looking at a TV, you
Mhm.
know? But it's palpable, and it's a very stark difference
Yeah.
between the environment that you feel in season 1 and the kind of the vapidness of the environment, and like we're living
Now,
in LA.
well, I mean, so
and I
part-
still felt I
Yeah.
didn't feel
Well, that was like a
that.
weird thing. There was like literally like scenes of them driving on a highway, and it's like I passed that sign on the way to work.
Yeah,
And it's like, what? That's weird.
yeah,
But I think that also like the mystery isn't even the right word, I feel like, but the crime that they're solving is so opposite worlded to season 1, where you're in the bayou backwoods, horrible things happening, to being in the ritzy, glammy, like secret sex life of California billionaires.
Mhm.
It's just a very different setting. Yeah. Oh shoot! What was I about to say? Chris is checking the camera, and now I'm shook. Oh yeah, we're talking about good things. So we said Colin Farrell, we said Rachel McAdams. I thought the shootout scene was done well.
I fell asleep.
Oh, you were sleeping then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think you fell asleep like even
th-
before
there was
it
like
started.
there was like a Mexican standoff, right? And that dude,
No,
that dude
not
shot-
that scene.
Oh,
Because that was when I think Colin Farrell was like, "This is a bucket list thing." No, that was Vince Vaughn.
no, before that.
Oh yeah,
In
okay.
the
You're
street.
talking about the right one. Yeah,
in the street.
and they light that dude up because he shoots that dude.
Yeah,
That scene was pretty cool. It was nowhere near the level of the oner in season 1. But
Yeah.
that scene's
well,
crazy good.
saying to your cast and crew, "Hey, we're gonna do this shot," takes a lot of fucking balls.
Yeah.
because
How long's the oner in season 1?
I don't know
5-6
how-
minutes, maybe longer.
It's very long, and there's
They move far.
yeah.
They move through 3 different houses, across lawns and streets, and
There's helicopters.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And guns.
and there's
explosions,
extras.
And yeah.
There's so many extras.
And they're going over fences and through bushes, and there's fight scenes.
Yeah, it's
There's
crazy.
fucking guns going off, bricks going through windows.
There's a lot going on,
Yeah.
and not only the things happening, but just the intensity of the scene and the emotional intensity behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a single moment that gets anywhere near that in season 2.
Yeah.
There's got to be more that we like though, besides just 2 actors, right? Maybe not. Music? Did you like the girl that was playing guitar constantly? Besides the fact that I thought it was kind of weird, I was like, yo, why does this girl always play shows with no audience watching?
That didn't bother me as much as the fucking weird Elvis.
Yeah, that was
What?
super weird.
That was fucking
That
really
was
strange,
super
right?
weird. I didn't get... That's how the episode opened, right?
I do like the music in True Detective. They had some of the same score.
Okay.
But like the soundtrack itself is done by T-Bone Burnett, who was involved with Inside Llewyn Davis,
Yeah.
as well as the first season of True Detective, obviously. But fucking somebody who is just really well esteemed in the music business. But yeah, so I
You
like
mean well regarded?
What did I say?
Well esteemed? I don't know if
Well,
that, I don't know if that works.
Well respected. Whatever. This okay. I did like this scene with Vince Vaughn walking through the desert,
Yeah?
and like there was like all of these characters coming up to him
That we'd
like,
never
in his
seen
head.
before, yeah.
Yeah,
His
I enjoyed
dad.
that.
It was like his dad.
I was like that's
somebody else. Oh, then like a group of like thugs,
Mhm.
and then his wife.
I was like, that's something that I would do as a short film. I was like, that's like a short film.
I did like that. I did really like the way that scene ended when she was like, "Oh, you fell back." He
Yeah.
said, "I'll never stop" or whatever.
Right.
Said some line about something, and then she was like, "Oh, you fell back there," and you were like, "Oh, he's dead."
Yeah.
I did not like her. I said it from the very beginning. I don't know what it is. I looked at her and was like, "That looks like Anna Kendrick's angry aunt," and I love Anna Kendrick, so I don't want anyone to be angry at her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was.
I
I couldn't put my finger on it. I said it's like Jennifer Jason Leigh. I just for some reason I don't like her when I see her and stuff. I can't put a finger on why. What? Okay, so I mean we established that we didn't really like it, and I will say like we watched the first 2 episodes on one night, and then we sat down to watch. The
also
next
don't
night.
think that this is like the shittiest show.
No. It's not the worst thing ever.
I
but
think
it's just
that like if you're really into noir and
You'll like it?
really like the very if you're into like more like convoluted plot
Yeah.
structures, I think that you might like it.
Mhm.
I just don't think that it was simple enough for us.
maybe.
And it's just I don't think that it has a lot of the
But
things that
Yeah.
made me absolutely love True Detective season 1.
Russ Cole.
Yeah, Russ Cole, that's it. That's it. Russ Cole.
But yeah, like we watched the first 2 episodes, and then the next night we were like, I was like, we got to watch more, and we sat down, and like I think maybe I don't know about you, but I was like, we should watch 2 more tonight to try to even this out. And we watched 1, and we both fell asleep, and I was like, we can't watch another one.
Yeah.
And then we had to watch like 5 the next day, and I was like, I just was like, every episode I was like, I don't want to keep watching this. We had to like slog through it.
Mhm.
Now, how does this have you feeling going into our final month next month for season 3?
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahershala is the main reason.
Mhm.
Mahershala is just so amazing
Yeah.
that whatever we got in season 1 in acting
Mm-hmm.
and whatever we lacked in season 2 from acting, I think season 3 will bring that back, if nothing else.
Yeah, and
they're just from trailers you can tell they're doing this the timeline structure similar to season 1 again, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and it seems like who else is starring in season 3?
Scooter McNairy's in it. I don't know why
But like
that's
there was like going
name
into the
that popped
season,
into
I
my
knew
head.
that there was like 4 main people,
yeah, hold on.
right?
I'm
Instead
pulling
of
up the
2
list
main
right now.
people.
You're talking about season 3, right?
Yeah, season 3.
So I'm just looking at the cast of the pilot. Mahershala, Carmen
Stephen
Ejogo,
Dorff.
Stephen Dorff, is another detective. Scoot McNairy.
Who is Scoot McNairy?
He was in like Justice League, I think. He was in Argo. He was in 12 Years a Slave. He was in
Okay.
Frank. Ray Fisher. Isn't he Cyborg? Yeah, that's Cyborg. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen him in anything not Justice League. Why is Cyborg in that movie? Anyway. I mean, there's not really many people I recognize in here. It's kind of a Mahershala-driven thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A Mahershala-driven vehicle. I also don't know...
Fine.
I'm super cool with that.
Yeah.
I actually did hear a thing. I haven't heard any spoilers, but I just heard someone talking about, like episode by episode. They're like, there's like a podcast where like, hey, you saw the most recent episode? They're like, yeah, I liked this, without spoiling anything. And they talked about how Mahershala, his character was originally not supposed to be a black actor.
Okay.
And when they casted him, he fought apparently for like racial themes to be a part of the character. And I think that's really interesting that he had at least some level of input coming into what we're going to see in season 3. I also don't know where season 3 takes place, but I'm excited and hopeful for a better environment, like more like season 1, where the environment really sang through,
right.
Unlike season 2. I think that's basically covers it.
Yeah, I don't have really anything else to say about it.
Watch season 1 for sure.
Happy Valentine's Day, I'll say that.
Happy Brolentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day.
And everyone that's listening to this in the future, happy future Valentine's Days as well.
Happy future.
Wherever you're listening
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
What if someone's listening to this podcast right now in on
Space.
Christmas Day 2031?
Merry Christmas.
How crazy would that be?
Merry fucking Christmas.
How crazy would that be?
Dun, dun, dun.
I really hope that they're tripping balls right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Could you imagine like if they're like high off?
Is it even real?
And they're like, are they talking to us right now?
We're talking.
Oh my God!
Directly to you right now. Yeah. Come back next week. Where
Yes, I'm talking directly to you.
Well, we'll do our poll winner next week.
Oh yeah.
Come back for that.
Yep.
What men want, or isn't it romantic?
If we do What Men Want, are you going to go back and watch What Women Want? The Mel Gibson one?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Are you going to go back and watch it?
No.
Why not?
Because we can do that thing where like you have the you know what I mean? Where like you have that and I don't, and it's two different perspectives.
All right, yeah.
Also, isn't Mel Gibson like a super asshole?
in that movie?
No, in real life.
Yeah. He's an amazing actor, though.
That's true.
I fucking really
But like,
Mel Gibson.
I don't listen to Chris Brown's music.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah, I mean, you drew a line, and I'm just on the other side of it, I guess. I'll still watch Mel Gibson shit.
Okay.
Especially
He's been making a comeback though.
Lethal Weapon.
I don't know if he.
Lethal Weapon. Are you fucking kidding? All of the Lethal Weapons.
The Lethal Weapon eye.
Fucking Mad Maxy.
Tom Hardy.
Fucking.
I love that Mad Max. I don't think I've ever seen another Mad Max movie.
What's another? Braveheart.
You know the movie Outlaw King on Netflix with Chris Pine is like connected to Braveheart, kind of. The character that Mel Gibson plays in Braveheart, I believe, is William Wallace, right?
Yeah.
Is his death is sort of like what kicks off the events of the Outlaw King.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't need that sarcastic tone from you.
Mel Gibson is Chris Pine's father.
No.
That's what you said.
Nope, that is not what I said at all. He is, however, Mark Wahlberg's father.
I was definitely listening. You said Chris Pine.
In that movie with Will Ferrell, Daddy's Home 2. Never saw it. Saw the trailer. John Lithgow made me laugh.
Yeah, I'm like weirdly drawn to Mel Gibson. Like when he talks and stuff, especially when he had that weird hobo beard. Like, and he has like such a deep voice. Like, and I was like, I think he was like on Fallon or something, and like, and I was like, Jesus, this dude is fucking.
You know, for someone who looks Jewish, you're not sensitive enough to this issue.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just saying.
I'm sorry that I can't help it.
You're drunk on talent. All right, let's close this out.
Yeah.
Come back next week for the winner of our poll.
10:56
p.m. Not a.m. Come back for the poll next
I'm
week.
loopy as shit.
Yeah.
I
Check us out on social media. Hit up The Chris and Kyle Show on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all podcasting platforms. Like, rate, share, review. Tell your friends. tcaks Pod on Twitter. Hit that poll up. You've got till like Monday, I think. Find him, chrismichaelstott.com. Scripts and whatnot.
Yeah. I still haven't seen and heard any names as far as what I should change my name to. Nothing cool.
Oh, because people are supposed to tell you that.
Yeah.
Tell Chris what to change his name to.
I'm trying to get some fucking audience interaction here.
As bonkers as you can make it.
Yeah.
Chris Googly Boo or something weird. I don't know.
Nah.
I'm just saying, be weird.
It's a little too
stupid.
European for my taste.
Oh, okay. Also, find him on Instagram at Chris Michael Stott until you tell him what to change it to. Mm-hmm. Find me, Davinwell25, Twitter, Instagram. We out.
Stay weird.